Hello Star Wars fans and collectors, it's me, Master98, back again with another Star Wars figure review. It's been about 3 months since my last Star Wars figure review, so I thank all the subscribers and obviously people who watch my videos for being really patient with me. There's been a few things going on in terms of changes as such towards the end of 2024 into 2025. Stuff happening in terms of work, socialising, doing a few things here and there, playing cricket at the weekend as well, and just basically obviously waiting around periods of time for new figures to be released and eventually review them on the channel. But apart from that and all that stuff going on with the break and everything, things have gone really well in terms of the collection and the collecting side of it. As you can see in the background as well, there's a new aspect and a new layout to the collection in terms of new shelving here and everything, which I will show you in a future collection update as well. So there's been minor changes in terms of what's going on in terms of setup and obviously figures and obviously stuff going on in terms of obviously what you can see in terms of the background there and everything. There's been a lot going on in terms of collection, but I'm back. I've got some fresh new reviews as such from figures I managed to pick up from the end of 2024 and figures I managed to pick up in the months of January, February and March of 2025. So sit back, relax and watch these reviews coming to light basically. And like I said, just a massive thank you to all the subscribers and obviously fans of the channel who have been very patient in terms of what's going on as well. I've done a few videos as well with Universal Toy Collector, also known as Stu. Be sure to check his channel out as well. I've done some really cool things there in terms of 2 videos, in terms of obviously collecting Star Wars as such, and obviously Star Wars questions here and there, but you'll see in the title of the video, or videos I should say, what they are about and everything. But as I said, thank you to everyone for being very patient with the channel, but rest assured the channel's still going. We've still got the strength and the vitality of getting Star Wars reviews out to you and obviously sharing my passion and love for Star Wars, so thank you very much for that. Enough said about what's going on. Things have been great, but you're here for this review. Now in today's review and the next review, we're going to be taking a look at 2 4-packs from the vintage collection line that I picked up around about the final month or so, a couple of months before the end of 2024. Now I've got round to eventually reviewing these figures, so you'll be able to see them in terms of obviously what I'm showing. This pack is a pack based on the Clone Wars series, and they are a 4-pack of Clone Troopers. Now what I'm going to do first is I'm going to review the box and then eventually show the figures individually in terms of what's going on, and you'll get to see the details and the structure in terms of how they've made these Clone Troopers. So the set we are going to take a look at today is this one. This is the Phase 2 Clone Trooper 4-pack, or the 2/12 Clone 4-pack from the vintage collection. As you see, this is the packaging for the 4-pack. It's obviously this version instead of no plastic bubble, it's just the box, and obviously it's got the Clone Troopers on the front as well with all the legal stuff there. You've got some legal stuff at the side there, name at the top, some legal stuff there and some legal stuff there. You obviously open the box and obviously that's where the figures are stored, and if you want to keep the box you can obviously just make sure it's placed in all the parts as such and it firmly shuts, which is pretty cool. And on the back you've obviously got the 4 figures that appear in this set. So you've got 3 normal Clone Troopers, and that one there is Clone, yep, that one there, sorry, there's my finger. That is Clone Trooper Waxer, who appeared in excuse me, who appeared in a couple of Clone Wars episodes. So they're the figures we have. So that's your packaging. Now let's take a look at the figures individually. So the 4 figures, Clone Trooper Waxer, and the standard 212th troopers. So they are the 4 clone troopers in this 4-pack. Now, before I get into the main part of the review, I've seen various videos online from fellow Star Wars YouTubers in terms of obviously sort of minor issues in terms of how the clone trooper, in terms of obviously the painting aspects of it, obviously with the versions I've got. And if you've seen the new clone trooper from the Cassian Andor TV show, and they've mentioned about the black trim around the top. Now some of these packs, as far as I'm aware, what I've seen from fellow collectors, some of them have the black line at the top, but some of them don't. My samples aren't too bad because obviously they appear with the black line around the head and everything, but I've seen various videos of people saying, oh, they have it and they don't, but in terms of what I've got it. The figures aren't bad. It's a decent 2-pack. There is sort of like a few minor things where I've seen in terms of other reviewers and on the odd occasion in terms of these figures, but we'll get into the main part of the video. So let's take a look at these clone troopers. So what I'll do is I'll review them individually and we'll take it from there. So this fella here is obviously from the 212th Attack Battalion Clone Trooper Regiment. As you see, there is movement at the top of the head, there's movements in tops of the shoulders, elbows and the wrist. Torso is movable, movement in the legs, movement in the knees, and you've got some movement in the ankles as well. It does come with the standard clone rifle there, which is nicely done in terms of obviously what they've done. This one, some of them come with, only 2 of them come with 2 guns, the other 2 come with a singular gun, so I just thought I'd point that out there. It does come with a removable helmet as well, which you can just remove, and obviously it's got the clone template underneath, which is nicely done, and obviously you've got the colour markings of white and orange. That is indeed the 212th Attack Battalion. So I'll just put the helmet on and we'll take a look at this figure in a close-up. So you've got plenty of articulation going on in terms of what's going on. I know a few fans are a little bit annoyed in terms of obviously seeing a little bit of the face underneath the helmet there. My sample seems to has that, but I think if you just put the helmet in a particular way, you can't really see it as such, but I can understand the issue and everything. So as you see, you've obviously got the markings there, you've obviously got the visor and obviously the black trim around the top, and obviously you've got the 212th attack colours going on in terms of orange and white. And obviously you've got some stuff going on there. I like to see a little bit of carbon scoring and a little bit of battle damage in terms of what's going on, but unfortunately it is what it is and everything. But that's enough said in terms of that. But this clone trooper, it's not bad. It's all right. I'm a fan of clone troopers, and I'm certainly not complaining in terms of what we got here and everything. So that's pretty much it. So that's the 212th clone trooper. Let's take a look at the others. Next up, got this fella, as I said, movement top of the head, shoulders, elbows and the wrists, torso is movable, movement in the legs, movement in the knees and movement in the ankles. This fella here, he does come with the larger clone rifle there, which is nicely done. Obviously some of these rifles are a little bit flimsy as such and can easily break, so be very careful in terms of moving there. In terms of a zoom in on the camera, just give you a close-up. Really nice shade going on there in terms of obviously the colouring. The rifle stands out really well, and obviously you've got the belt and all his accessories going on in terms of what's happening there. A removable helmet as well, you can obviously just remove that, and obviously underneath yet again you've obviously got the standard clone template in terms of what's going on. Really nicely done in terms of obviously what Hasbro have done there. And obviously if you get your helmet, which is obviously the main part of the figure, it's a nice fit underneath as well, which is a nice job as such, so I'm not complaining there. But in terms of posability and accessories, it's not too bad. And obviously the other accessory he does come with is the smaller clone rifle as well. But that is pretty much it for this fella. Articulation is on point and you can't go wrong. Right, let's take a look at the next clone trooper. Yet again, we've got movement in top of the head, shoulders, elbows and wrists, torso is movable, movement in the legs, knees and ankles. Like with the others, he does come with the smaller clone trooper rifle there, and this one he does come with the large one as well. Give you a zoom in on the figure itself in terms of obviously the colours. Really nicely done there in terms of what's going on. And obviously move the helmet up and down as such to keep it in place, and obviously the posability isn't too bad as well, and obviously all the stuff going on there, which is nicely done. Remove your helmet, and underneath you've obviously got the clone template as ever, nicely done, and I can't go wrong there with that. And then obviously if you want to do that, you can obviously put the helmet on top and it does the purpose really well. So that is that fella there. Last but certainly not least, let's take a look at Clone Trooper Waxer. Now this is Clone Trooper Waxer. This is a character we know well in the Star Wars The Clone Wars series. So he's obviously was in the first series alongside Boyle when they were in a couple of episodes with Obi-Wan Kenobi and Commander Cody on the planet Ryloth, and obviously you'll know that episode as well with the little Twi'lek character in terms of obviously her marking that he eventually puts on his helmet, which is obviously the character that's based in that episode arc. And for the life of me, I can't remember the name of the Twi'lek off the top of my head, but it sure come to me later on in the comment section as well. So in terms of articulation, like with all of them that I've just shown you, movement top of the head, shoulders, elbows and wrist, movement in the legs, movement in the knees and movement in the ankles. Different stuff going on in terms of Waxer, which I'll show you in a zoom in. Obviously let's take a zoom in now. Obviously with Waxer, he's obviously got his tallies of his droid kills on the top part of the shoulder pads there and on top of the helmet, which is nicely done. And obviously you've obviously got the Twi'lek that he gets to know in that episode arc, but the tally's really good. And obviously moving down, you've obviously got the colouring, which is nicely done. Remove the helmet, you've obviously got the clone template, and obviously you've got a shaved head and obviously a little beard going on as well. But if you know your Star Wars history, in Star Wars Clone Wars Season 4, this chap does get killed in action due to friendly fire, where Captain Rex's 501st Regiment and the 212th suddenly attack each other due to orders from General Krell to say that the enemy has disguised themselves as clone troopers and obviously used their uniforms, and basically there's all carnage and many clone troopers are killed, and this character is one of them who gets killed. Basically he dies in Rex's arms basically. So it's an absolute catastrophe on I think it's the planet Umbara, if I can remember, which is an absolute fantastic episode arc as well, with the 501st and elements of the 212th as well. But yeah, really good stuff going on. And yeah, I know these clone troopers, people have got their opinions on it in terms of obviously the black trim and everything, but I'm certainly happy with the purchase. Obviously pay a little bit more in terms of these figures now, but it is what it is. So these fellas, 212th Attack Battalion 4-pack from the Clone Wars series, I like them, and if you want to get your hands on them, have a look to see if you can find them. So thank you very much everyone for watching the 212th Attack Battalion 4-pack. I will be back with many more Star Wars reviews very soon. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and I do really appreciate that. And in the next Star Wars review, we're going to be taking a look at another 4-pack from the Ahsoka series, so stay tuned for that. Thank you very much to everyone for watching, and as always, take care, look after yourself, and always, may the Force be with you.